Introducing first, representing Caption from right here in Dallas, Texas. Please welcome Bill Richmond.
CodeLaunch, let's make some noise. Yeah. For all our great competitors and all of the guests, thank you for being here. My name is Bill Richmond. I'm proud to be the co-founder of Caption. Caption came not from a vision, but from a nightmare we see every day in the legal profession when lawyers are unable to help those who need it most. Imagine a single parent, a mom, needing to fight an unlawful eviction, but only being able to get one phone call to a free legal clinic and not being able to get anyone to be able to take her case because of the cost. The cost itself comes from the time required to provide legal services, and Caption helps address that issue. Caption is built to capture everything for enhanced legal services, those legal services needed by those most needy in our community. It's an AI platform that is built around capturing everything related to the currently untracked portions of legal representation. Imagine the in-person conversations, the phone calls that are most frequently the easiest way for those underserved in our community to get legal services. But now imagine that lawyer has 70 cases, has 100 cases, and goes from memory to scribbled notes to Post-its that are lost, and all in the case of a single mother needing help with an eviction, becoming another victim of that system. Caption helps to answer that question because throughout the legal community, whether big firms or small firms, all rely on the needy to have an ability to refer to knowledge over and over again across many cases, but to be able to remember those important details. And through captured audio, Caption is able to do that, to make those services available for those who are needing it in our communities. At the end of the day, folks will say, wait a minute, is this going to be replacing lawyers? Is this going to be AI that becomes out of control, or technology that replaces the human judgment necessary and the human touch required for these services? Instead, Caption is aiming to be the armor, the enhancement. Captured audio is the way to be able to take all of those untracked moments through a legal representation that a client is hoping and expecting will be tracked and used in the service of them and their family. And that's where Caption steps in. Throughout all of this untracked workflow, you can see a small example here, whether in the beginning of that relationship, in the client intake call, with a frantic, fast-paced moment when that lawyer is trying to listen and analyze and understand, and the client is trying to communicate the pain and the issues as they see them. Often a gap between the way they understand those issues. But Caption allows us to track all of that for later use. Facts that didn't seem relevant in the first call become relevant months later during a deposition, or perhaps years later in preparation for trial. But Caption is not just a product, it's a platform. We're currently working with a number of other legal service providers to make Caption an integral part of every lawyer's daily workflow for the benefit of their clients. And this team that we've put together is incredibly and uniquely situated. 4 of our 5 founders and advising team are lawyers, practicing lawyers who built Caption in a way that would be efficient and needed in these law firms to serve these types of clients. 3 of the 5 are also coders, developers, and we've had exits on this team as well. Our entire platform is already built. We are already beta testing and have these users using this daily to help. That story of the eviction, that's actually a daily story for one of our biggest users. Thank you for listening, and we'll take a moment now to look at how our hackathon team, Blue Hack, where's our Blue Hack boys at? Yeah, there we go, right there in the back. They took what was already a working beta product and frankly made it something you could even look at. So they've added so much to our UI and UX. In fact, you can go to caption.fyi right now because you're here at CodeLaunch and do a free sign up, not a demo, an actual use of Caption.fyi. We also did some great technical background, so thank you again to Blue Hack, and I'll cede the floor to the judges' questions. Thank you.
Round of applause for Caption. Thank you, Bill. Great work, thank you. All right, judges, we'll have 2 questions per startup, and we'll just kind of go down the line with which set of 2. They'll start all the way on the end. Esther, kick it off for us.
Hi. I think your product is great. I work with a lot of attorneys and in all different spectrums. And I would think, what is your metric for customer acquisition? Because there's so many different types of attorneys that everybody needs. But who are your main types of fields that would be attracted to maybe your service?
That's a great question, Esther. Thank you. The nice part about our current set of beta users is that they are across a number of different practice areas. So we're constantly working with them to get feedback about what they're doing. And at the end of this 90-day period, we want to identify 4 or 5 practice areas that are using our product the most. Right now, that's tenant law. Things around evictions, landlord, tenant law. We're also seeing this a lot in personal injury. So those are the 2 that have currently risen to the crop. But at the end of the day, we've got right now about 12 different practice areas that are currently using it. We'll hone it down to those, build features that they want, and turn them into power users.
Raheel, please take it over.
Quick question. A great pitch, by the way. Talk to me about the data protection policy, right? You're having some intimate personal conversations with these clients that now you're leveraging into your LLM and contexting. How are you protecting your user data, and what's the strategy there?
So being that so many of our team is already lawyers, the first and foremost is not only data privacy, but also attorney-client privilege. So we've taken both of those as one of our core tenets from the very beginning when we first started creating all of this from scratch, was having an isolated system so that none of the information that we have is being accessed by any other client or any other third party. Right. So these are isolated, sandboxed, firewalled off servers that these customers know that their data is not going anywhere else. It's not too different than lawyers who currently use Microsoft or an Outlook or something like that, but that same type of isolation.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, round of applause for Caption. Thank you, Bill. Great job.